Hello guys, welcome to the Main Games YouTube channel. We're here today with Herman Hansson, who got top 16 at the European Championship, playing
Tournament Danger.
Okay, so let's see your list. It was quite unusual, as I heard.
Yeah, so I played 3 of each tier. Like I want my half to hit as much as possible, and like the more tiers you play, the better your mills become. So I definitely don't regret it. Like these are by far like the best cards of the deck. Like the card quality of this is like ridiculous. And then I played Dangers. 3 Moth, 3 Nessie, and 1 of each of these. So like this is basically kind of like the idea of it's like to play as pure of a tier element pick as possible, because I think that most of the side engines, like I don't want myself to get locked in the fusion, so Brander is out of the question. I think King of the Swamp is like a bait, because it makes your extra deck so much worse, because you have to play like so many cards for it. And like the dangers of if you select Curious, and Curious is absolutely like ridiculous in this deck, because not only do you get like the mill effect on your turn, but you also get it on your opponent's turn, so it basically doubles all of your tier effects, which makes them hit like every time pretty much.
So you're using Curious as part of the end board?
Yeah, I leave Curious on the end board. Definitely correct, because like Sprite really has an issue with dealing with floaters. Like most of the time, like Sprite outs monsters, it's like by yes, thank you for the cameo. But yeah, most of the time the out monsters by killing it in battle or like banishing it, and Curse triggers. You can add like Dark Rule, you can add like Super Poly. Next is an Aqua, which is like very relevant. So the increase the amount of Aquas you play, which is nice. They're also like pretty decent to mill too, because like they give you access to Mud Dragon or Kid Colossus.
That's true.
Extra cards to mill. I played Snow. This is like ridiculous in this deck, because like you mill so many cards, Snow is like always gonna be ridiculous. I played Gokipool because it lets my tier cards add a danger in Mothman. I really enjoyed playing this, and it's also good with a card I play in my side deck. Also shout out to B-Trooper gang. 1 Sephiroth. It's to help me increase the chance that I make redo, and it's like a really good card to hit at the tier effects, because it basically doubles a danger if you use one, so you add it back and you use it again.
Basically we're using all the one-offs that you can play in a mill or danger deck.
Yeah, pretty much. And Shadow Beast, well, if you hit it, it draws a card. Winda is also ridiculous. A lot of people cut Winda, but I think Winda is super duper ridiculous, especially in like the mirror match. And I don't usually make Winda on turn 1, so I usually, if I get Dark Ruler, I use my tier effects on the opponent's turn to make Winda then, after I get Dark Ruler, so then they still lose to it. For the spells, power cards, free Super Poly, triple like Dark Ruler. So Sprite can never beat Super Poly. The reason is such that like Toad is on Aqua, and since they always keep Toad on the end board, they will always do Super Poly no matter what. Because you can go Battle Phase, kill the elf, and then you Super Poly Toad plus the tier into Kid Colossus. So yeah, this card is ridiculous in this.
Would you say there's any debate to play hand traps in this format?
No, it just, the hand traps don't consistently do anything. Like they can high roll you sometimes, but they also play into talents. And in this deck where like you draw so many cards, you want to be able to draw cards like mid combo that are good. So for example, Dark Ruler, like if you resolve a danger and you draw Dark Ruler, most of the time you can still deal with like 1 or 2 threats. Same with Super Poly, it's also like ridiculous if you draw the dangers. This card is ridiculous. The Sires. So like I play one-offs, but most of them you don't need any of them to actually win your games. They're just nice to have basically, and this card draws 2 cards, which is pretty good. Power spells. This card is insane. This card is insane because it's such an insane card. I hate Mystic Mine, but it doesn't beat Cop, and that's a big issue. This card is like full cover by itself, so it's also just stupid. Call by, this card should be banned. And then 2 traps. I didn't play Mana Noise, because I think this card is just better. It can't get ashed, which is like very important. And so because a lot of people are still playing the hand traps. These guys also a lot better to hit the tier tricks. So if you hit the first one, you can still search the second one. Definitely don't regret the tower up, and it's like way better than Meta Noise. Also, I won a game going second against like full sprite punk combo including stab face scythe. Just cause like a darker limb, summon a bunch of dangers, activate the field spell, summon a tier, punch over his entire board, and then flip this on his turn. So FTK. Yeah, that's it for the main deck.
Okay.
Go for like the extra deck.
Yep.
The second one does come up because like you put back one to summon the second, so it's like really important. This card is definitely comes up. This was like one of your best ways to remove cards, and it does a lot of damage too. So like for example, we like to trap. So you go battle phase and you like attack a monster with this, and then you use the trap to negate the monster, sending this, and then this reborns itself as a fusion material, and then you can summon back something like a Kit Kalos or like a Dragostapelia, for example. So it's like a lot of damage.
I was gonna say it gets really ridiculous if you get to game states where you're reviving that card.
Yeah, it's like
Trapper, Kit Kalos, and
yeah, it's crazy. Dragosta comes up. Honestly, it's not that important, but it's just good to have. It's really good against Sprite. This card made Super Poly, like probably something that should be banned. This card is cracked. I said you don't really make it on your first turn, but you make it on your opponent's turn. Mud Dragon. It helps to make Curious, because it can change its own attribute to Dark. And the effect comes up in the mirror. So like in the mirror, you go like Ceroboros, and then you make like the Mud Dragon Dark, so they can't target this with Zuliek, so you otherwise wipe their entire board. I never make this. This is fake for sure. Should cut it. Because you always leave this on end board. Like this is basically like a Curious deck. So Curious is like the primary thing you have in mind that you want to do. Like every hand does it. This is like unable to brick. This is your end board. This comes up to make Curious. Because there's so many darks. So you just make this and then there's two different attributes. For Mystic Mind and the generic Dark Link. For the mirror match, and you end on this like almost every time that's not the mirror.
right onto the side deck.
Yeah. Probably like one of the best cards in my side deck against Sprite.
Well, those
So these
Starlight.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Shout out to Raphael, you can point the camera at him. He's a nice guy for letting me these. But like these are basically insane. Because like when you play against Sprite, they use like all of their effects on the field eventually. So if you activate danger, you draw this, then you can still drop it, and it's like 3k to 5 Toad, device Elf. And it's like really good in random matchups. I'm really happy I played this. Smile. They should ban this for sure. Especially with Beat Cop being popular now, like you just can't outmine anymore. It's so stupid.
They're gonna ban Pico.
I hope not.
Just play 2 outs, lol.
So this is my like way to beat Shifter. It's good for sure. I do it a couple times, it's always good.
When you get hit by the floodgate them back.
Yeah. Because like you can still fusion summon, so
Yeah.
you can still play. Sorry. Generic and doesn't play the talents. For timeout, you can search it with Goki Pole and it triggers off the mills.
I was gonna say Beat Trooper Gang again.
Crime. So this is like the negate trap, so you start it in going first boss side games, so you beat evenly and mine. Second mine out.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it.
What were your matchups? Like how many Sprite tier did you play? Did you have a lot of Rogue?
So basically my entire top cut was tier, but I only played against one tier in Swiss, and then there's like basically just a bunch of sprites, Rickas and one Nectar system.
Any matchups you were incredibly happy with how it went, or not so happy with?
The sprite matchup is auto win, except Unless they play like the terrorist deck Joshua is playing. But I'm happy with it overall for sure.
Right, so anything you would change for the next event?
I would cut Appaloosa, I never made it. But I think it could come up, it just never came up in my games.
Okay. Any shoutouts you want to give?
Shout out to Raph for lending me a bunch of cards. He helped me out. Shout out to E-Man, shout out to my family at home. Shout out to everyone in WoW. That's it.
Right, okay.
And also shout out to Andreas at home for lending me the Dangerous, I guess. Thanks, Andreas.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright. Check out our social media and our card market accounts. That's it from Eman Games. See you with the next profile.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.